Hi, this is Mr. Ward, and welcome back from December break. This is a key for the do now. So, considering this equation, y equals 3x minus 9, what would y be if x were 0? Well, all you got to do is replace x with 0 and say y equals 3 times 0 minus 9. And of course, 3 times 0 becomes just 0, and you're left with y equals negative 9, and that's what y is. So y is negative 9 when x is 0. There you go. And you found a y-intercept. In fact, and here's that equation, y equals 3x minus 9. I see I have a typo in here that I'll have to fix. That equation happens to be in the slope-intercept form of y equals mx plus b, where the m is the slope, so 3 is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. There should be an x right there, but I'll fix that before you have to do this do now. Okay, let's take a look at this next one. Considering this equation, 3x plus 5y equals 30, what would y be if x were 0? Again, all you have to do is replace x with 0. So 3 times 0 plus 5y equals 30, and then we just do the solving. So that becomes 0 plus 5y equals 30, and so 5y equals 30, so y equals 6. So the answer is y equals 6, and that means we have a point at 0, 6, because y is 6 when x is 0. Now the next question asks us to consider what would x be if y were 0. So once again, we say 3x plus 5. Now y is going to be 0, so we'll replace y with 0 equals 30. And then we simply solve for x. So 3x plus 0 equals 30. 3x equals 30. X equals equals 10. And so we now know that x is 10 when y is 0. So x is 10, and that's going to create a point at 10, 0, because y will be 0 there. So now we have just found the x and y-intercept. So the y-intercept was 6, and the x-intercept was 10. You may have noticed that while you were working. You've been working with an equation form that's in 5D, which is the standard form of a linear equation. The standard form of a linear equation is in this form where some number times x plus some number times y equals some number. And you'll learn more about that when you dig into it. Now, Jimbo found those same x and y intercepts. He found 10, 0, and 0, 6, which was absolutely correct. And then he worked out the slope, and he got 6/10 or 3/5. But that's not right. What did he do wrong on that slope? Well, here's what he did wrong. I'm going to go into Desmos for this. So I've got both equations. By the way, on that first one, you'll see that y equals 3x minus 9 does indeed go through the y-axis at 0, -9. So that's cool. And it's a very steep slope of up 3 over 1. So from this point, I go up 3 and over 1. I'll end up here at 1, -6, which is 3 up from -9 and 1 over from 0. All right, so there's that. And then there's this equation. So here we have, so he came up with a slope of 6/10 or 3/5. But as you can see, this line is going down to the right. And those are your y-intercepts and x-intercepts. So here's what he did wrong. He found he's got his 2 points. He's got 0, 6, and 10, 0. Those are his 2 points. And what he did was he did 6 minus 0 over 10 minus 0. Okay, so what he's doing is he's finding the change in y in the opposite direction of the change in x. So what we need to do is instead help him out, help Jimbo out. We'll set up a slope equation. And so we're going to decide that this is 0.1 and this is 0.2. And I'm going to get the change of y from 6 to 0. Well, that's going to be 0 minus 6. Then I'll find the change in x from 0 to 10. So that's going to be 10 minus 0. And you'll notice I get a negative value. So 0 minus 6 is, of course, just negatives. It's just negative 6. And 10 minus 0 is just 10. And then, of course, we can simplify that as negative 3 over 5. And that's the equation. In fact, we can come up with a new equation for this using the y-intercept and this slope. The y-intercept is 6, so we can say y equals negative 3/5 x. Notice that rhymes. It's parallel with the original one. And then, of course, we raise it up. We elevate it up. We transform it vertically by 6 by adding 6 to it, and it lines up nicely with this other version. These two equations are saying the same thing. And you might notice the slope, negative 3/5. So you may relate to this 3 and this 5. Check it out when you check out 5D. All right, I hope that has helped a little bit with the Do Now. I have set up 5D now, so you can incorporate it. By the time you get to class, it's possible I have started some stuff for level 6 as well. But 5D is a good place to get to today if you can. If you want to do break group work, that's great. I'm going to be talking about the 4 main linear equation forms today, introducing each one and some of their uses. But if there's a particular area you'd like me to focus on, please do let me know. If you didn't let me know in the Do Now, but now you'd like to, please do let me know in the chat. Thank you.